everybody else. I wanted to talk about the kinds of ways that girls look smacks in California. Oh shit, gotta go fast on this light. Woo! All right. Two different ways how girls look smacks in California. The first way let's just talk about the traditional way, especially the traditional Cali way, especially for white girls. Is first of all, this is really strong in the white girl community, or in the girls that want to fraud as white girl. That's a better way to say it. Is shit. Heavy turns. Is low body fat. Be lean. That's one of the main things. Be lean. Be very lean, and that's more important than anything. I'm not talking about bodybuilder competition lean. I'm talking about to the point where you have like a 4-pack or a light 4-pack or the ridge in the middle, the 2-pack, that kind of lean. That's your typical, sorority girl look. Be lean. That's more important. If it's being lean with a small perky butt versus a little thicker, but with a thicker body fat, thicker with body fat, but you have a more bigger butt, you're better. Well, that girl's kind of cute. They're better off being a little lean. You're better off being lean with a small butt. That's very important in the, a way to look smacks for a lot of Cali girls is fitness smacks. Be most fit. Because you see a lot of plain Janes come here from other states, and they're kind of a little pudgy looking, but then I'm not saying it's cheating. I'm saying it's very valid. That's just one way how they look smacks is being lean. Especially, I think nowadays it's much more important to go a little heavier on the squats. Body weights, dumbbells, kettlebells, especially kettlebells. Kettlebells change the game. That car kills everything. I'm gonna try to park somewhere farther from that car. They stopped. Yeah, kettlebells doing. So the girls are very into functional fitness nowadays. I don't think we're that heavy into just ellipticals, dieting, fasting, treadmills like we were in the early 2000s. So yeah, functional fitness, being lean, athletic. Another thing, especially white girls, is dye your hair blonde. Dyeing your hair blonde, especially if you're a brunette. That's like the number one way how to look smacks as a girl here in Cali. Number one way how girls look smacks. And another one is having the Barbie doll no makeup. It's pretty much like where it looks like you don't have a makeup from far away, but you have a lot of makeup. You're really caked up. It's like you have no you have no wrinkles, you have no imperfections, you have no lines, you have no spot of any sort. It's just all almost all kind of glowy and little what's the proper word, matte, I don't know how to say it, but it's almost all almost one same color, and you almost don't see any of the skin ridges around. It's just very, very plain in regards to all the makeup they have. And then so that's one way. That's another thing. And the last thing is like their hair. Like I said, the blonde hair, but especially when they make their hair wavy and they make their hair wavy, and that's another way how they look smacks. So that's one look. That's the like sorority white girl look. And different ethnicities change their look depending on what they want to do. Like a girl can dye their hair. She can be a brunette and she can just go for a white Barbie doll look, so she can dye her hair blonde. Also, they're very heavy on the insect leg. Eyeliner. But anyway, so that's one type. The second type is especially that got very popularized, is the Kim Kardashian look, a little bit trashy kind of look, and also is kind of similar to like Latinas were doing with the Cholo look, and ABGs were doing with the Asian girls were doing ABG look. You have obviously these girls, they don't try to dye their hair blonde. It's usually black is the part of the look. Black hair. They go much heavier on the eyeliner. Almost not all the way, but like raccoons. Eyelashes can drip out more heavier. They go much more heavier on the eyelash to drip out, so the fake eyelash, but it goes outward. It's very contrasting with like a the black hair and the black eyeliner with the skin around it, whether it's pale or brown. They incorporate more tats. I don't know. They think that guys think it's more attractive, but then again, the guys they're trying to attract are probably more like tats and think it's hot, I guess. So they'll have more tats around them. White girls are starting to put tats now too. This is like compared to 20 years ago, where one tat turned the guy off. Like now it's like, but you could see how they're kind of hesitant. They're not going all out like a I guess bit of the trashier look. They're do like subtle ones on their arm or wrist or leg, ankle. The tramp stamp obviously died a little popularity. But different ethnicities would try to go for this, I guess, slash Latina slash, I guess, Kim Kardashian kind of look. I've seen like a Turkish girl, or what was it? I think it was a Lebanese girl I saw. She straightened her hair and started going for that look. So they, because a lot of these Arab or Middle Eastern girls, they have very curly hair. It's very kinky. And not all the time, but I've seen some of them straighten their hair and just try to get a Latino look going on. Especially if they have curves, they try to go for that look, like heavier curves. And the thing with this look, it doesn't emphasize too much the leanness of the girl, but it does emphasize the curviness of the girl, the curvaceousness of a girl. So I've seen sometimes where Latinas don't have the curviness to fit that look of a Latina, maybe of a Kardashian or whatever. I've seen some of them, and it's kind of like a feedback loop. They just go for a white girl look, and they maybe dye their hair blonde, or they just go for lean and just like, a lean runner kind of look. And obviously the guys they end up with are not black and probably much more probability to be white. And that happens a lot. When a girl has the curviness, especially when I see a white girl who has the curviness, or other girl that has curviness, the percentage of the time where the guy is black, or at least like mixed looking, is much higher. And when a girl has maybe a more leaner, maybe a not really too curvy look, it's much more probable the guy's white, or if she's Asian, that the guy's Asian. So that's one thing I've seen, the two kind of looks that girls go for in Cali. I found them more amazing, the looksmaxxing process of the plain Jane brunette that comes here from another state. They'll start workout maxing, running along, getting lean, fitness. They'll dye their hair blonde. They'll get the eyelash legs, the fly legs on their eyes. Also, another thing about the white girl look, it's not really an Eastern Euro kind of white girl look where it's like pasty, creamy. That's the thing I kind of liked more, the pasty, creamy kind of look. But here it's like a more tan bronze. Like I go outside and I go running. I go to the beach a lot kind of look. So I'm not saying they're trying to be like Jersey Shore girls, but they're trying to have a little tan, almost like I guess like a Barbie doll kind of thing. So yeah, those are the two ways that girls looksmaxx in Cali. I guess I was gonna make another video of saying how girls looksmaxx in general, but I could probably add it on to here. The three ways that girls can, I'm not saying trick, but can change, a lot how they look like, and I guess quote unquote trick men that they're much more attractive than they used to be, is fitness, leaning out, melting the fat off the face. Because guys will say a girl's beautiful, and sometimes I can tell mathematically that girl's not beautiful. I'll say she's okay, but the guy's like, no, she's beautiful, and then I can tell that she's really just leaned out. Like her face, it's all like her fat is all melted out here, and I can tell like her eyes, the mathematical distance, the nose, it's average. But if a girl's leaned out, guys can tell immediately, and they'll think it's her genetics, but it's just she's leaned out. That's one way. Another way is skin quality, especially when it's a white chick, an Asian chick too. Actually, the skin quality means a lot. So expensive skin products, they don't have to be expensive, but the expensive stuff is usually the better stuff. The cheap stuff is just, it makes it, you know, especially for light chicks, you know, you get blotchiness when you see these girls without makeup, especially white chicks. They're because majority of girls that go through this looksmaxxing process I've seen in Cali are white. That's why it's mostly focused on them. But a lot of their skin is blotchy, so you have to be real, and you have to really really have good skin products. So the first one is fitness. The second one is the makeup, the skin, as well as the lotions. The body lotions have to be on point. The shaving your arms and legs has to be on point, because it has to be glossy, right? In their chest has to be glossy and shiny and like almost like a doll. And then the last one is I think that's it. Yeah, hair, makeup, and body. And almost any average girl can go around and make it look like she's much more beautiful, I guess, than she mathematically is. When I say mathematically, I'm just talking about the points on her face. But they can I guess, quote unquote, fool men in that way. But that wasn't really the main part of the video. The main part was just to talk about the fact that, yeah, those are the two routes that girls can looksmaxx in California, and I've seen how they looksmaxx. Like I said, I've seen Turkish or Iranian girls just go for a Latino look. I've seen like I said, I've seen Latina girls just try to go for a white girl look, by leaning out, destroying almost all their curves as possible, because they try to, you know, when a girl is trying to go for a certain look that's not really of her race, they will exaggerate that look as much as possible. So if a white girl's trying to attract black guys, even though she's naturally just a bit curvy, she'll do as much as possible to make her look more curvy than she is. And if a black girl loves white guys, I've noticed they're not trying to be the most curviest they are. Sometimes obviously that happens, but usually I've seen them trying to be as lean and runner and like very not that curvy as they are. And then when I see the guy they're dating, it's a non-black guy, it's a white guy or something else. Obviously, like I said, that could be a feedback loop where the guys that are her own type don't want her because she's not following that body type of that race, that culture. But anyways, those are the two ways I've seen girls looksmaxx in Cali.